Yo, what's going on YouTube? In my last video, when I showed you guys my previous Glock 45 MOS build, and the reason why I say previous Glock 45 MOS build is because I had some type of modification since then. I have since taken off the RMR and the CNH precision plate because I just honestly wasn't really liking that bulky look on it. Probably won't run those CNH plates anymore. I just think it adds too much to the slide. Cosmetically, I like how the RMRs look flush. So what I did, I didn't even just add an RMR flush. I added a SRO on this bad boy. I mean, what you guys think about it now? Got the, this is the forward plate from TRX Arms. You guys know this is the forward mounting plate. I feel like that's the best looking, and it is really reliable and sturdy, better than, I guess, let's say the competitors. Let's not say any names, but I like the way that this one looks. It's definitely way better than the MOS plate that comes stock, so it's a great upgrade. And now I got a SRO on here. Looks a lot better because it's more like a full size optic for full size slide. And then we still got the TLR AG down there, and everything else is the same. But whenever I show you guys this clear, no mags in the chamber. So whenever I was showing you guys this last time, I said if you guys requested, I will come through and do this tutorial for you guys. And a couple of you guys did request beaver tail modification tutorial. If you guys don't know what that is this right here. It's the cutting of the beaver tail, modifying it to be nice and flush. And let's see, give you guys a great look on that. So it's a much better look than just having a whole beaver tail there. I personally prefer it. I don't know if you guys would or not, but I had a couple requests for a tutorial, so that's what we're going to be doing here today. We aren't going to be modifying any firearms or anything like that today. We are going to be modifying the attachment to the back of a firearm, and it won't even be put on a firearm today. I will just be showing you guys how to do it, and you guys can obviously finish the rest of just attaching it to your Glock Gen 4 or 5. So without further ado, let's get down to the ground because I don't have a over the head table at the moment. So let's get down to the ground and I'll show you guys how to do that modification. Alright guys, I hope you guys are happy with this view. Like I said earlier, I don't got the best over the head setup at the moment, so we are doing this on our hands and knees, no homo. So this is all you will be needing for this is a Glock Gen 4 or 5. It should come with the beaver tail setup. I'll show you guys that in a second. And then the main thing which you will be needing to do this modification is a Dremel. This is a hard-no Dremel. I got this from Amazon. It's the cheapest one, and it does the job for things that I need of the nature. It's wireless. Just plug it in USB-C to charge. So big shout out to Amazon for this nice budget-friendly Dremel. Without further ado, I'll show you guys this beaver tail. So like I said, this you're gonna be needing a Gen 4 or 5 Glock. Usually it should come with the beaver tails. Hopefully it does. If you guys got the full package, this will be the beaver tail right here. And if not, I'm pretty sure you could buy these for like 4 or 5, maybe 15 bucks, 20 bucks max, including shipping online. This is the large. I currently have the medium on my Glock 45 Gen 5. So like I said, I won't be doing a modification totally today. I won't be putting it on. You guys can obviously do the rest of that if you guys need a tutorial. So let's get right into it. First things first, you might want to just snap it on here. Like I said, I'm not going to be putting it on, so I won't probably get the perfect cut on where I think it might be perfect as far as where I might be needing it. But if I ever do change out to these, and if I want to adjust the grip a little bit, I could always just shape it down a little bit more. Right now it might come out a little bit too big because I obviously already have a beaver tail on there, so I'm not snapping it on. So right now I feel I'm gonna just go off based off of this one, honestly. But usually you should just want to snap it on. Just get another Glock and try to show you. So obviously this is not a good comparison because this is a Glock 43X. But you want to slap it on and get your feeling of your grip. See where you want to naturally groove it at, and then you'll cut it from there. On this, I'm feeling like it might be here, but obviously I'm not going to have it on a slimline package. So let's get back. When I originally cut this one, I used the Glock Stiffle pattern to my advantage to use it as a straight line and an indicator of where I want to be curving at, and etc. So remember, these are a good indicator of a straight line across when you're cutting, and then you just want to make that curve over here on the edge. So using this Sharpie, this red Sharpie, I'm going to indicate where I'm going to start my cut and end it. So I feel like this third row is the perfect row to start, and give me more than enough if I have to do some adjusting later, because like I said, I'm not going to be putting it on myself. So going off that third line right here, trying my best to show you guys. I'm gonna get a nice clean curve going up and around. It's a little bit of a curve. It's gonna be better when I'm cutting it, but this is just the indicator. And go on the other side and do that same curve, the third line up, just like that, so you can see the clean curve. This is gonna be the bottom cut, and then that's gonna be the curve. This one isn't as curved as much, but you get the idea. I'm sure I'm gonna do a better job with the Dremel. So you should be dremeling off that Sharpie, but if not, you could just Sharpie, you know, you just lick a finger and rub it off later. So now let's get to the important part, and let's get the Dremel out and get all this important stuff started. This Dremel kit comes with a lot of attachments and different accessories that I'm going to be using today to help clean this cut down and everything. This is going to be the cutter though. This little, let's zoom in for you guys. So yeah, it's not too thick or anything, but going at high rates of speed. When it's going fast, high rates of speed is definitely gonna cut that polymer. It's gonna have no problem going through that polymer. And then after I use that, I'm gonna use this sanding tool to sand down the grooves and make sure we don't got no sharp edges. So every Dremel is different, but get the attachment added. This is a really nice Dremel. Like I said earlier, it goes nice and fast. Has a light. Don't know if I'm really going to be using the light, but it's cool. Might be cool to show you guys with the light. So let's get to the supportive stuff, and we got to watch out here. I'm going to try to do this the best I can. I am doing this with the view finder I am using on my camera. So let's see what I can do. Let me zoom out a little bit and just use, maybe zoom out a little bit and just use my eye. Hopefully this is a good view for you guys. So yeah, like I said, well, that light definitely helps for you guys. That's great. This is great. This is great. So let's turn this on to max speed. You don't want to be getting stuck in there in that polymer at all. So let's get started cutting with more than enough space so I don't make any errors. Alright, going through. Let's get started on this side. I mean, actually, let's keep on going on this side. It's kind of hard to show you guys. Like I said, let me stop the drummer real quick, show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm currently cutting. I started close to where I want to end, but now I'm going real deeper because I know I'm not going to be able to get a precise cut at the moment. So I want to just cut a lot deeper than what I can, so I can, if you rather have a lot more than have nothing to work with. So cutting deep, cutting with more room to work with is leaving me to an advantage to where later on, whenever I want to do adjusting, I can, instead of cutting straight on a line and then accidentally cutting in and then losing grip, and now I gotta even out the whole thing to make it look good. So let's get back straight to it. Back to full speed. Watch your fingers. This is going fast. Halfway there currently. I think I'm gonna get started on this side. It's kind of hard to work around the camera, so I'm gonna just do what I can. Okay, I gotta stop there. Too close to the camera. This is definitely a lot easier when you guys are doing this by yourself, besides being behind the camera. It's kind of hard to maneuver. Let's put this, zoom this out even more. I think I'm gonna put it down on the ground. Get a little more stable surface instead of holding it up in the air. Alright, start doing some damage. Let's see what we got left. Let's just cut that last piece off. And there you go. Obviously, like I said, it's not going to be the cleanest cut, but that's why I started where I wanted to and I ended way off from where I wanted to. But this one is more, I started where I wanted to, but then I was realizing this isn't the best gripping angle. I wasn't really getting a good start, so I did just go with, like I said, just saving more space, and obviously not saving time, but giving you more stuff to work with in the long run, so you're not stuck with nothing in the end. Alright, there you go. So like I was saying, I started where I wanted to And then when I started on this side, I tried to start where I wanted to, but I noticed I might be going too close to where you see that line was getting real close to where I didn't want to go. So I just stopped it and I just finished off on this line and just did a deep cut so I could work with it and not save it. I can't save this cut, but I could definitely work and try to get, like I said, I wanted to get this third line, and actually I might be able to do it. It looks pretty good. It just doesn't look smooth on that, and I just need to cut. I need to definitely curve this edge, but this side looks really good. Just take this part off. Definitely need to start on that third line, or actually the fourth line might be my starting point. No, I'm gonna just stick with the third line. So there we have it. Both sides are separated. Started where I wanted to, ended far from it, but thankfully now I have a lot more space to work with, and I'm not having to go deeper than I wanted to. I could still work with that third line like I originally said. Alright, I'm back. I got a much better cut when I was away from the camera. Was able to put it down to the floor like this. Let me show you guys my technique I did. Put it down to the floor like this. Held it down with these two fingers and just went from on top and really grouped it out. Let's see if I get a better view for you guys on that. Here, this was my positioning and how it was looking. I was like this from on top, getting down on it. So got a much better stability on the little beaver tail because it's small and only have two fingers really to hold it. Can't really hold it with so many fingers because obviously not trying to lose a finger over here. So I guess holding down to the floor like this, choke it down and use the Dremel to cut it down. So got my cut much closer to where I wanted to end off at. I lined it one time earlier, I think by accident. I don't know if you guys could see, lined it one time. So I'm gonna have one gash in my grooves, but still pretty good. Didn't do it too bad, and I still got a lot to work with. I gotta start curving this edge. This edge is already kind of curved. I'm gonna kind of have it symmetrical, so this one needs to lose. Just gotta lose some. I'll worry about that in a second. Let's start curving these edges. To curve the edge, I'm going to be using the same exact tool. I'm going to just be going around across the edges and slowly shaving off some. All I'm doing right now is trying to line up this whole thing, make it flat, and also trying to curve it as much as I can with this. But I can also come back with the sander and curve it a lot more. So try not to do too much damage. Like I started doing here, I started seeing some polymer flip up. So just want to lay that down and just get away from it and try not to damage it too much. And just continue to groove these sides and try to make it even as possible. You'll see what I mean. Alright. I think I'm gonna stop using this tool. It's starting to just look a little ridgy. So I think this is the cleanest I could get it with this tool. Now it's time to change the attachment. Zoom out for you guys. Change the attachment out for a Dremel head. Alright, so this is a sander. Now it gets to sanding in the cheeks. Oh shoot. Talk about SpongeBob. Zoom in a little bit for you guys. Alright, so we're gonna get to smoothing down these sides and definitely get on the edges. This edge really looks like it's really losing too much, so I just gotta curve it up and then get this one to match, because this edge is losing a lot. It is missing. This edge is missing a lot more than this edge, so gotta work more on this edge and try to touch this one a little bit less. Just try not to flashbang you guys. So yeah, as you guys can see, this one does the job real fast. So you want to watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Let's curve this edge real quick so I can see where it's gonna land off at. Alright, now you guys can see that edge is pretty curved. I just gotta clean up the bottom ridges on it, but that's just clean. Let's turn this off. Sorry guys. Alright, as you guys can see, that's what I mean by a curved, clean, curved edge. Now I gotta get that one to match it. Do a little bit of shaving in the middle. But this one is pretty much done. This is how that side is gonna be looking. Okay, let's not do that again. Gotta focus on. Sorry, I was not even showing you guys anything. You clean up the bottom, try and line everything up. Started coming off a little bit, so let's straighten that back out and let's show you guys where we at right now. Honestly, to some of you guys might just say this is done, but me, I'm a perfectionist, So I'm gonna keep on, but this is pretty much close to being done for you guys. Let's try to get us clean up some of these ridges. Yeah, these, let's see if they just come out. Yeah, these just came right out with a little bit of rubby, a little bit of nail action. Yeah, this polymer, so you should just be able to scrape a lot of this off. Make sure it's flat and flush. Let's see how I'm looking after I did that. Did I just clean it up all the way? You can always just eat some polymer with your finger, you know? So I can do a little due diligence with it. Alright, this one looks like it needs to get a little bit of scrape it. It's not trying to come off. Not too much scraping. Not too much scraping. See, I got them off. But I kind of want to do some cleaning up here. Let me know what you guys think. Should I keep on or I mess it up? I don't know. It looks pretty good to me right now. Whoa, almost lost the camera there. Gotta get a better stand. Gotta get a better setup than this. Zoom out. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Alright, obviously the zooming out thing ain't gonna work. So as I said, we worked with the third line. We'll curve the edges. And curve that edge. Looks pretty symmetrical to me. This is the right side. And this is the left side. Looks pretty symmetrical to me. I'm gonna put it on the lower setting, on a slower speed, and just do some finishing touches and clean it up a little bit more. And I think I might just do that outside of this camera because it's not trying to survive. So yep, sorry I had to finish that off camera, those last finishing touches. It's kind of hard to do everything behind this little viewfinder. I definitely got to get an over the head camera set up, but let me know what you guys think. Let's get the Glock 4.5 over here and compare it. So I mean, obviously you guys can't see the bottom stuff of this cut, so it might not even matter to you guys if you guys do something like what I got here. It's a little grip tape situation, but to be honest, to me, let's zoom in a little bit for you guys. To me, they look like splitting images. I think I cut this one a little bit longer than I cut this one, maybe by a square or two. I think I might have just cut this one off by 2 squares, and this one I cut by 3 squares. But nevertheless, hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial I had for you guys. It was very brief and very simple. Like I said, you should be able to do this with everything that just comes out your Glock Gen 4 or 5 box, and with the addition of a Dremel like this that come with multiple tools is always cool. That's why I bought this one, because if I would have got something like a actual Dremel brand, I wouldn't have got any of these extra attachments. I would have to buy some, and that wasn't what I was trying to do. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to see any type of other tutorial content like this, I have the Dremel now, so I could obviously do maybe a 25-cent trigger job tutorial if you guys like to see something like that. Make your triggers a lot smoother than what it is out the box. But obviously, if you just over time shoot a Glock, the trigger is gonna smoothen out, but you could definitely smoothen this trigger out a little more straight off the box with that 25-cent trigger job. So let me know if you guys would like to see that. Drop a comment down below if you guys would like to see a 25-cent trigger job done to one of my Glocks. I would do that, just like I did this little beaver tail tutorial for you guys. This is now trash, and this you can keep. Pin goes right there. Obviously you want to try to avoid. Sorry for not saying that sooner. So if you want to go anywhere else, if you want to go any higher and you guys don't really care for the pattern and the Glock symbol, which I like to have on there, if you're gonna go super high, try to not make anything thinner than what Glock has there. So try to keep the perimeter around that circle just as thick as this wall, because if you make any thinner, it might snap and might not work.